Welcome to Sickflix. This week we're going to review Ant-Man. That's it. All right, John Peter, what do you think of Ant-Man?
I'm not going to say what it's about.
Oh, that's right. Ant-Man is about an ant that turns into a man. John Peter.
True.
No, it's actually about a man that turns into an ant.
He doesn't turn into an ant.
Yeah, he does. He turns into a little ant. And he's got little bug
Nope.
things, and he's, you know.
And the whole movie, they have to figure out how to
turn him back.
Yeah.
It's a very
But
concerning
they
thing.
constantly run the risk of people stepping on him.
Yeah.
It's a very heartbreaking movie.
Have you ever seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? That's basically it. But with Paul Rudd. So, overall, an improvement. No, Ant-Man is a superhero film. When Stan Lee figured that he couldn't think of any other good superhero powers to have, he just came up with a stupid one, and they made it into Ant-Man, where this guy can turn into a little ant.
But it wasn't supposed to be superpowers. His first thing was like a little sci-fi.
Yeah.
He was just a scientist.
Well, the main thing is they added superhuman strength to the ant.
Yeah.
That was
Eventually,
yeah, to make it into a pliable superhero power. That would work. All right, so that's Ant-Man. That's the worst synopsis ever, but whatever. John Peter, what do you think of Ant-Man?
Funny, great action, great.
By John Peter Demsick. Kate, what do you think?
Yeah, same, definitely. I love the acting. It was definitely really funny throughout the whole movie. Lots of good action. Actually, I didn't know anything about Ant-Man, other than it sounded really lame.
Yeah,
so
it does.
When I found out that they were making an Ant-Man movie, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, why would they do that? There's so many other great superheroes that they could make movies about. Why Ant-Man?
Like Deadpool.
Exactly. Well, they are doing that. But.
And it's like different companies, so like they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But it's Marvel.
So then I found out
that doesn't matter.
That Paul Rudd was going to be Ant-Man, and I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Rudd is funny. I think that he could make this character work. So I was never really excited about this movie, but I was definitely interested to see if they were gonna, do a good job. And I was definitely really satisfied when I watched it. I thought it was great. It's like now one of my favorite Marvel movies.
For me, once they made Guardians of the Galaxy into a movie and it worked, I was like, Marvel can do anything. Marvel Studios,
total faith.
I have 100% faith in you. You made a raccoon work in a movie. I'm good. You can make Paul Rudd into an ant if you want to. You made... Who is it into a raccoon? Who's Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, you made Bradley Cooper into a raccoon, and it was still great.
Yeah.
So, and I do think that's the best parallel. That if someone likes Guardians of the Galaxy, they will probably...
of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
The story about the flowers of the galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. That could be a very relaxing film.
Yeah.
No, Guardians of the Galaxy. If you like that, I think you'll like Ant-Man.
I think so too. Yeah, I think they're comparable for sure.
I really liked the film too. I thought it was very enjoyable. It was a great comedy. It had good action. Paul Rudd was very likable. I don't think Paul Rudd is always funny, but I think he's got good comedic timing.
He has great timing. Yeah.
If given a good script, and this was a good script. And the other guy who was really funny in this was a sidekick kind of guy.
Michael Pena.
He did a great job.
Michael Pena was really funny too.
I liked all of the stories that they would break into, and everybody would be mouthing the words he was saying, but it was always his voice.
Yeah.
And that was really good.
Yeah, and one of the things that Ant-Man, Marvel Studios has done a pretty good job of figuring out their formula to make their movies successful, and they're good at it. They're getting better and better. Captain America 1, not so great. Captain America 2, really good. So on and so forth. What was the other one? Thor 1, not great. 2,
better.
Great. Yeah. So they got in their thing.
It was better.
And it's fun to see them kind of tweak it a little bit for Ant-Man. This is more tongue-in-cheek, more comedy, but keeping that same formula.
Yep.
And I think it's great. So for me, it's on the border to me of whether it's a sick flick or not. It's highly watchable. I would probably say sick flick though. It's probably that level. Is it the sickest flick of all time? No. Is it my favorite Marvel movie of all time? No. But it's definitely a good, I think, rewatching film. Like, you can watch it a bunch.
Most definitely.
So I would say it's on the border, but I'm probably going to give it a sick flick.
Bump it over.
Nice.
Yeah. This is definitely a sick flick for me. I think that I'm definitely going to want to buy it soon. So, because I want to own it. I want to be able to watch it.
That's the feeling of money leaving my pocket.
Yeah, I want to be able to watch it whenever I want. It's definitely, it's not my favorite Marvel movie, but it is now one of my favorites. I really do like all of them. I really like Captain America 1 and Thor 1. I think those are both great. I agree that the sequels to both of those movies are better, but I still really like all of them. I've never really been disappointed by this sort of collection of movies that we have now. So Ant-Man, definitely sick flick.
John Peter?
Yeah, sick flick. 3 out of 3. Definitely, it was. I would say it's definitely even one of the better of the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you say? It's your top, or you just
not the very top? No, definitely not.
What
But
is
it's
your
up
top?
there.
Like, what would you guys say your top favorite Marvel movie is?
That's a big debate.
It's hard.
It's hard to enter
really
into
hard.
that debate. And that I will say that's one of the things about the three of us reviewing this movie. We all do really like Marvel movies. Yeah. We really do like this formula of movies that they've been doing over and over. It works. I like it. So Robert is obviously not here this week. He wasn't able to make it. He wasn't able to see Ant-Man, so he couldn't come. But he might be a little bit less likely to give it a sick flick because he is a big fat idiot.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, just because he's not as big a fan of the formula of Marvel Studios, so he doesn't really like the comic book heroes. He also has kind of a round face. And
he likes comic book heroes.
He doesn't have any hair anymore on the top of his head.
Robert likes Marvel comics.
So take those with you will. If you're a bald person, you might not like this film. But
this is what happens when Robert isn't here to defend himself.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I'm just kidding. Robert's got great taste in something, I'm sure. But if you like comic book movies and you like the Marvel movies, you will like it.
I like how they're all intertwined too. I mean, the thing that I like about these is that if you've seen all of them, you kind of get other references and you'll see the other characters pop up in the different movies, and I really like that about.
If you watch Guardians of the Galaxy...
Guardians.
Ah, that is an important syllable to enunciate.
Yeah.
But if you like the garden... And you like
Garden
to,
State?
yeah, you like to garden galaxies, then you will definitely like Ant-Man.
Yeah, they're very similar, like humor, action.
I would say I'd watch that movie first. If you're mixed on Ant-Man, you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. If you didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think you like Ant-Man though. I'd find it really rare.
Yeah, I mean they're similar. They're very similar.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Unless you watched Guardians of the Galaxy and I like everything but space.
Then
Ant-Man, you can watch Ant-Man.
It's for you.
That's I guess the case. Yeah. Yeah, or if you just really don't like who's the guy? What? Raccoons. Yeah, if you just really
don't like raccoons or trees.
I hate raccoons.
Or trees. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's our review of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, wow.
And Ant-Man, kind of. But let us know what you think. Did you watch Ant-Man? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you like us? Do you hate us? Watch us next week. Or don't. It's your life.